Perfect. All right. So welcome to the In the Trench podcast with myself, Brian Wiggins, and my wife, Nara Wiggins. Wow, what a year this has been, huh?
It's been a year, yeah. A lot has changed in our life.
I was thinking about how many times me and you started over. Remember I was telling Evelyn, I was like, hey, Evelyn, let me just kind of get something straight with you that we haven't really been a family that's anchored in one spot and just built brick by brick. We've kind of built a foundation, destroyed it. Built a foundation, destroyed it. And to some aspect, the skills that we acquired are the only things we did brick by brick. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. At the end of the day, I don't think I regret anything, but we have had a very adventurous life, and we've moved a lot since we've been together, which is almost 10 years. We have moved across countries, across cities, across states. I mean, we have tried so many different things, started over, build it over. But at the same time, I do see the downside of it, but I also see like there's no way we would be where we are now if we hadn't done that. So,
well, I think I don't think that we were trying so many different things. I really don't. I think we tried pretty much the same things we've been trying.
Which is what?
So kind of elaborate on that. Like, what are the different things we tried? What do you mean?
I feel like we have tried to go into different areas of businesses, learning different skill sets. I mean, you have tried expediting. We have tried to build an online business. We have tried to go in the service-based industry. We have tried to go on social media, which we still are. So many different things. I feel like, right or no? Do you tell me? What do you think? That's what I think, which all comes together. But
I think there was a season of our life we were hustling, and then I think there was a season of our life we were building business. And I think the two businesses that we really built were really just one, service base. And I think that we're right back where we started. So I think that we were hustling, then I think we were building a business, and I think that we were acquiring skills that helped the toolbox of the businesses that we now run.
True. And when we were hustling, we were changing city too and starting all over again.
Yes. So I think that what I've come to realize is that we were building brick by brick in our skill set. We were learning this skill set. Then we realized, okay, we hit a roadblock. We need to build this skill set. Then we hit a roadblock. Then we realized we need to build this skill set. Then we took all those skill sets we've built brick by brick, and we are now using them in our business, and you can see our business is exponentially growing now, because I think so many people get into a business, they don't know what they're doing, so they just keep going, or they stay stagnant. But I think what we did was we shifted, we pivoted, we moved, we learned, all that stuff.
So would you say that we were building ourselves brick by brick instead of just general life of the population, where they're just staying in one place and they're like got one job and they're just staying in that position and just...
Yeah, because now we're on the other side of that. Now we're on the side where we need to stay put and we need to build our assets brick by brick. So I think we started off where we built our skill set and we really leveled up our skill set. And now we're in a pivot point where it's like, okay, we're still going to level up as individuals, but now we're staying put in one city and we're building our life brick by brick. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I agree with you. Take people on a journey, Brian. Why do you even consider this brick by brick thing? Like, what conversation did you have with Evelyn? Because I think that would be important for people.
The conversation, Evelyn's young and she's smart.
So our daughter, Evelyn, she's 13 and she's been through it all with us.
And she's been around very rich, well-to-do, successful people. Do you agree with that? Or?
Yeah.
And I think that she gets confused sometimes because I show her the bank account. And she's like, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why are we not shopping? Why are we not, we can't go on vacation? Now, don't you think as a 13-year-old, it's like, you got all this money, you can't buy me some clothes? Because we don't splurge like crazy. I mean, we take care of our daughter, but we're not, I'll give some context. We're not going on extravagant, paid for vacations to, what are some of the places they're talking about? I mean,
Europe, I mean, the Bahamas, whatever.
Her friends are constantly going to these places.
Yeah.
And I was telling Evelyn, what you don't realize is that a lot of these things are paid for by the company that they work for. Like, let's say the husband has a credit card and the company's constantly paying for the flights. Well, they have points set up on those flights and they benefit from it. So they accumulate all these points, and now they take the family on a vacation because it's paid for. Like, do you think I'm crazy to say that? Like, these people are just they're living paycheck to paycheck, but they're using what's in front of them to leverage it to take these vacations.
Yeah, so I think it was important because we were, Evelyn's always coming up with questions to us. Because again, she's surrounded by most people whose parents are employees. They have climbed the corporate ladder. I would say 9 out of 10 of them. And they've reached, an executive status or something like that. Or now they're halfway through, but they're employee and they have bought a house and they have nice cars.
Yep.
And we're trying to teach her that these people are actually in the phase of their lives where they're have built credit or they're building credit and they're just spending a lot of money impressing people that they don't care about.
Yep.
And doing all those things that don't really build a legacy for themselves. So they just got used to the salary. They got used to, like you said, the bonuses, the credit cards. They're putting everything on credit cards and they're living that luxurious life where you're like, I made it. They're balling, right?
Yep.
Like everybody's balling. They got money.
Yep.
They're just spending. Where for me and you, we have very different mindsets and lifestyles. Like, we are not trying to blow our money. We're not spending our money on liabilities. We're not spending our money on vacations. Everything that we do is strategic.
Yeah.
So if we're going to go on vacation, it should make sense for the business. It needs to be a business expense. If we're building, even like what we're doing right now, every business that we have online is related to our business. Our social media relates to our business.
It
this
all
podcast
correlates.
all correlate. So we're not doing things on the side. And at the end of the day, we are not like we're focusing more on making money and getting money from people than giving people our money.
100%.
So that's one thing, right? Because you got to think like these people, they're just giving everybody their money. Like they're purchasing. Where me and you, we're hard workers, we're smart. We're like, no, I don't want to give people my money. I want to take their money. How can I tap into the money that you have? So we're explaining this to Evelyn because I'm like, Evelyn, 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, we're going to be in very different places, like those parents and us, like very. And the reason why is because of the decisions that we're making right now. So even though it's confusing to you, we were trying to explain to her, we are building a legacy that they have never built. Yep. They're looking for retirement. Like, right? Isn't that why every employee is working? One day they will retire. Yep. That's not me and you.
No.
We don't want to retire.
No, never.
Never. We want to work and do what we love and make tons of money and have a legacy, have so many people working for us, so many different businesses and assets. And that's our life. And it's pretty exciting. So we're kind of, we're showing her, it's interesting too, because we've been showing her a lot of like Grant Cardone's lifestyle, their daughters. I'm explaining to her, like, Evelyn, pay attention to them. They go on vacation with their dad because he's having this cruise that is a conference that all his people are going in, which means he's not paying for it. It's a business expense. They're having fun. So he's very strategic about how his family has a blast. Traveling, going to this place, to that place, but it's everything surrounding their empire.
Yeah, that's, you nailed it. I think, and it's too, to get her to understand everything's an investment. It's like, yeah, we're investing. That's all we do. We take our money, we make it work for us. We create income streams, and we don't spend money. We don't waste it. Money is it's a tool that we use to get. We take money, and we put it in the vehicles that create more money. So we don't want to have money sitting around. And I think that's what Evelyn has a hard time with.
Yeah, and also like we're not, we're trying to, which makes sense for a kid or a teenager, right? That is like this, Evelyn, when you get money, you don't immediately go and spend all of your money, right? Because that's the first thing that everybody wants to do.
And it's
you're being programmed for
Yep.
that. So we're trying to program, like, okay, so, even aspects like this, we paid her for whatever she did. I think she had to deal with you if she read this many books, whatever, pay her money. And I immediately made sure that she was spending her money on on things that, like, for example, dance classes. I said, hey, there's extra, like right now today.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
So yeah. So they have, so at her studio, they have extra dance classes that she can take, and you can just pay by cash, Venmo and stuff like that. I said, hey, this is extra. If you want to pay for those classes, like, you have money, you pay for it. And she's like, me? I'm like, yeah, or don't. I don't care. You can stay home.
Did she do it or?
Yeah, she does it. So
it.
she does it where she goes once a month. She's like, I'll do once a month. And I'm like, you're welcome to do more. But it's her money. So it's kind of cool, too. Because
That's awesome. See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, exactly. So today she came to me like this. She's like, hey, Mom, can I take Nick's class? Like, would you be okay with taking me? I'm going to pay with my own money.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, maybe, yeah. I'll let you know.
That's why she's been coming to me like, Dad, I want to learn sales. No, I love this. So on this podcast, you guys are going to see that we have, in the middle of the podcast, revelations, right?
Of course.
Me and Nara are very busy people, so we can only get so much. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I bet people out there thinking like we just hang out and we talk about like stupid shit together, and we don't.
Oh
We're
my
working.
gosh. Yeah, constantly. We're talking business ideas.
This is me and Nara talking right now on a podcast. You know, it's kind of interesting. So that's cool. So yeah, she's been coming to me like, Dad, I want to learn sales. You're learning sales. That's another topic. We're not going to get into that. But let's go into the brick by brick. So I think so many times, like one of my workers came to me yesterday, Nara. I won't say any names, but he's like, my girlfriend has $25,000 saved up. And he's like, how? He was telling me like, I'm so disappointed with myself. I make twice what she makes and I don't have any money saved up, but she does. And I was telling him, I said, dude, I look up to your dad. Your dad is a immigrant, legal, who came over here and who has a paid off home, paid off car, and he provides for his family. And he just paid for his mom that he hasn't seen in many years to come over here and spend time with him. And I'm like, brick by brick. He got laser focused. He put his money aside and he just built brick by brick. He paid off his house, paid off his car. Now all the money is going to profit. You know, it's just interesting to me that these young kids are just blowing their money. They're just blowing all of it. So the aspect here in this podcast is, you know, where do you start, right? And I'm like, get a job. Like, I think everybody's saying, start a business. I'm a little bit beside that. I'm like, get a job and then stack your cash. So save your money. And then invest in yourself. Invest in yourself in the skill set that you currently have. From 9 to 5 work, from 5 to 9, and learn. Level up your skills. Learn how to sell. Learn how to become better. Develop skills inside of yourself that you don't currently own. But get laser focused and stop buying the dumb shit. Stop buying into this bullshit of like enjoying the weekends. I was telling my partner today, I said, dude, when I was in the Marine Corps, what was I doing on the weekends? I was working. I literally was working.
So, Brian, is this what you did? Because you did get a job with the Marine Corps. So is this what you did? You got a job, and then while you had this job,
I was leveling up the whole time.
You were leveling up and making money on the side?
The whole time.
Interesting.
Yeah. I bought a house. So like my story is, in the Marine Corps, I was always working on the weekend. Can you fucking believe that? That I'd work as much as I worked and I'd work on the weekend. You probably didn't know that.
Yeah, you've told me actually.
Every single weekend I was working. So what I didn't realize is that I was developing a habit of 24/7 working. And then the other thing I did too was when I was with my family, for those of you who don't know, I was married before, I spent quality time with them. So when I was home, I was home. I wasn't like sitting on the couch, vegging out on movies. I was literally spending time with my kids. I really was. I wasn't just sitting there. How many guys do you know just sit on the couch? Mm-hmm. So like I would come home from working all those hours, and especially after the weekend when I had a job, because I always had side jobs on the weekend, I'd go home and be tired as hell and be like, let's go. We're going to go shopping. We're going to go grocery shopping. So think about that, like how tired I was. I just want to sit at home. I was telling Steven this today, and I got in the car because I knew my family's been sitting in the house all day, and I'd go out with them again.
So what made you do that? What made you think like that?
I don't think I have that answer.
No. Because, I mean, I see a lot of people. So a lot of people that come across you, Brian, they get glued to you. They're like,
Yeah.
Brian has something that I don't have, that I want, that I love, that I admire. And you make everything look so easy. That's why everybody that comes across Brian, they want to start a business. They want to do everything because you make it look easy, but people don't know who Brian have become, like who you were like 10 years ago, who you were 20 years ago. People don't know that. That's why I find it so interesting to find out those little things about you that people are completely unaware of. You know?
And they all want to be me right now. And they think that the advice I give them, like people on this show, are not going to believe the advice I just gave them.
I know
they're going to think I'm being hypocritical.
That's what I said. That's why I asked you that question. I said, "Did you get a job and did you level up?" And you're like, "I did." And I'm like, "So you are actually telling people to do what you did?"
Yeah, like I was in the Marine Corps, so for those of you who can understand, we worked 5 days a week and we were in the field 24/7. And then on the weekend, before I was married, I would take people's duty. So while everybody was out enjoying their time, I was taking their watch for money, lots of money, $200-300 they'd give me, so they could skip. So on the weekends, you have duty. It's all day. It's 24-hour duty. So you just worked all week, and then you have duty. Who wants duty? They all want to go party. I'd be the first one to take their watch, and I would take double if people would give double. So I'd make money all weekend as a kid, 19 years old. And the guys would all show up, and I realized when I looked into their eyes, Nara, that they regretted what they did all weekend. I didn't. See, I had money. I'm like, you think I cared if I just sit here and I drank some beer I drank a 6-pack in my room, went to the gym? It's like I never did that. I never fed my flesh. I call that feeding your flesh. I felt so good as a man to know that I didn't lose money over the weekend, and I had more money, and I went to the gym and I didn't do dumb shit.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think people are not seeing. I think people look at you, they're not seeing the things that you have said no to. Not only the things you said yes to, but what you have completely rejected, which got you to be in the place that you're in today. Because people have done some dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And they have wasted a lot of years of their life and a lot of time doing things that they shouldn't. And it starts crippling, into them. Don't you think?
Yeah, I do, actually. And I think that they're weak. And I think I wasn't weak for some reason. I think I just had some grit. I had some backbone. I think I come from a mom who our upbringing was, you either work or die.
That's what I was thinking too. Like yesterday, I was listening to Candace Owens, which I love, by the way. Listen to it every night.
If you haven't listened to Candace Owens, go watch her stuff.
How can you not? And then, but there was a point that she brought up on her podcast. I thought it was so cool. She's like, I am so glad that I grew up poor. Yeah. She's like, I'm so glad that I came from the streets and came from nothing, because she said, first of all, it gave me this sense of reality that I've always had that other people don't have. I have the instinct, this common sense. You know how you're street smart? Mm-hmm. She's street smart.
You
like me and you are a little bit of that. Both of us are. And but she was also saying like that, because I think that's what you're describing. It came from that, where you have that ambitious, that desire to go after, to make it big, to work hard, to make that money, to get yourself to a better place. And it comes from, growing up a little bit poor and uncomfortable and all that. Because she was like, yeah, I wanted to be rich. Every kid wanted to be rich. It was so interesting the way she brought it up. But she was saying, I don't regret any of it. If I grew up a rich, spoiled kid, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't have the grit that I have, the understanding about life, the picking up on people, the drive to make money, to not be sold out to money. You see what I'm saying? It's very cool.
I think for you too, you got me thinking about this. When you met me, I kind of took a vow of poverty, and you experienced that. Mm-hmm. And I just was like, when Nara met me, I was in a spiritual journey. I wasn't this beast I am today. She would have wished that I would have just came over like a beast. But I went through a divorce. It really knocked me back, and I went through a spiritual journey. So Nara met me when I was in a spiritual journey, and we got married, and I was still in that spiritual journey. But I realized, now that I'm thinking about it, I was never poor. Since I left my house at 16 years old, I had money, and lots of it, because I always worked.
Yeah.
So you see all these guys that are broke. It's like, look at your life choices, man.
Yeah. So what would you say for somebody who is in that position right now? Like, explain what are the steps that they got to take to do this thing, that brick by brick, even as an employee, right now. So what are some of the things that they got to say no to or say yes to?
Well, I just want to I kind of want to use my life in this situation. I remember I was at Job Corps. I dropped out of school, went to Job Corps. I got a high school diploma. I also got my GED. I went through a carpentry apprenticeship that they had there. I had a wildland firefighting. I went through all their leadership courses. And on the weekend, I worked with a guy who paid me $5 an hour. So on the weekend, instead of playing like everybody else did, even back then, it's crazy. As I'm starting to see all this come together. I worked on the weekend and I made $5 an hour. But what I was thinking was, what was this guy teaching me? See, I had another guy with me who was bitching about the $5 an hour, and he was like, man, that guy's getting rich. I mean, literally, he would go in my ear. And I told him, I said, for $5 an hour, we're learning from a Green Beret. He's teaching us and instilling in us these skills that are going to carry on forever. We were taking out windows, installing windows, removing flooring, installing flooring, doing all the stuff I'm doing today, honestly. And he was flipping homes. He was teaching us real estate. This dumbass didn't see that because he was so worried about what I call counting pennies.
I know.
I think so many people count pennies. Hey, do you pay me for lunch? They're so concerned about now instead of being I will say this to the audience. I was abundant with my giving. I was an abundant giver, meaning I worked my fucking ass off and I didn't care what someone gave me. I cared about what I learned and what I developed. So I think so many times people are like, how much are you paying me? And I better not work an hour over the shift. I didn't, when that guy paid me $5 an hour, I didn't count my hours. You know that? I didn't say, hey, I worked 8 hours. I never looked. I never cared. I didn't give a flying F about what he was paying me because I realized what he was giving me was so much greater than the monetary value. And I think so many people out there worship a dollar.
Oh, yeah. And he has full control over them because I'm with you, and you listen to this over and over again of successful people. That's exactly the kind of employee they were. Even if they're employees today, if they're like CEOs, COOs, and all of that, you hear the story. Like they were abundant servers inside of the corporation, and they were willing to do whatever it takes. They didn't count pennies. They're like, whatever you need me to do. And they climbed the ladder that way, and they became the best asset the company has. Because they had that mindset. And entrepreneurs too. They became these people that when they were under somebody, they soaked up everything, they learned everything, they said yes. This whole entitlement of like, I'm not doing unless you pay more. It's like you don't understand that you're the one missing out because you're developing your own skills. You're developing your own communication. You learn, a lot of times you're learning from the company. Like you're learning how to do a lot of things that you wouldn't know if it wasn't for the company. Because even for us, like we had a sales people come in. We're giving these people amazing training that they never paid for. I've paid for the training. Like I've paid to get trained on sales. These people never did. So they come into a corporation. I am giving them gold that they're not paying for. And they're not realizing that, and they want to like, how can I want more money. I want you to, it's like, do you understand what I am giving you and what you can take that for life and become? Like, nobody can take that away from you if you actually learn those skills. They're not putting it together. And same thing as me too. I was thinking when I worked as a waitress, for those who don't know, I did work as a waitress. As a single mom, I was nannying all day with my daughter and then being a waitress at night, and I would leave my daughter with my friends. And one thing that I never did, Brian, that it bothered me that people did, I never looked at my tips. I just made that thing to myself. It was a thing that I was like, when people tip me, I refuse to look at how much money that specific person gave me. And I saw every single one of my friends, waiters, they would come in and they're like, hey, okay, thanks, have a great day. And they would come in, then first thing, they would open and be like, bitch, and be like upset about the tip. Or be like, oh, great. And it's like, it controlled their mood. It's like that money. It's like, ooh. I was like, I'm over that. If that person left me a $5 tip, a $15 tip, it doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day, all my tips go together. I take my tips home and I am happy. And they were like, you're not going to look? I'm like, I'm not going to look. I don't care. I don't care. That's awesome,
by the way.
I didn't let it bother me. I thought it was so weird, that connection with money. And even like connecting money with that person that I just served. I had in my mind, I'm going to serve you the best that I can. Whatever tip you leave me, I'm grateful for it. It is what it is. Move on. I
love that. That's such an abundant mindset. It's like, I'm not counting pennies.
No.
Like you left me a $3 tip, you left me a $5 tip.
It's on you.
No,
I'm good. Moving on.
This is dollars. Why do I care? So I think so much too, like I think his name was Joseph in the Bible, that he ended up becoming a king or the second hand, right? Yeah, his name was Joseph, right? The dreamer.
Yeah.
So he is a prime example of that. He was a slave, and then he became so successful in his slave ship and servant that God elevated him all the way to like the second-hand man of that whole entire place. I think it was Egypt.
Yeah.
It was Egypt. And how much money was he worth at that point? But do you think he cared about money? I think it's so interesting. It's so interesting that the reason why people like me are where I'm at is because I don't care about money.
One of the companies we've really come to trust for our family is Lineage Provisions. For us, health isn't just about working out or eating clean once in a while. It's about what we put on the table every single day. That's why we love their products. We've used their collagen in the morning routines, their clean protein powder after our workouts, and their meat sticks are always in our bag when we're on the go with Evelyn and on the go for our business. It's the kind of food that makes us feel good, not guilty, and as parents, that matters. What sets them apart is their heart. Lineage Provisions is built on provision, ancestral wisdom, and also wellness. They're focused on changing the way people eat by going back to nutrient-dense, simple ingredients, the way food, was meant to be. And we can feel the difference in our own home, in our own bodies, in our minds. If you want to upgrade your family's nutrition with products you can really trust, go to lineageprovisions.com/Nara and use code NARA, that's NARA, for 10% off your purchase.
And people think the complete opposite.
I know.
And it's like, some people are going to get this and some people are not. And that's what I realize.
Yeah, I realize that the more hyper-focused you are on money, the less you make of it. The more hyper-focused you are on serving, finding solutions, and becoming better, the more you tap into money. It's
and
like
not
it's automatically
caring about, because there's a whole value piece to that, right? Like, do you value yourself? And it's like, well, if you're trading your time for money, you already don't value yourself. So if you are doing that, just get the fuck over it and get what's coming. What I mean by that is, if you're going to work and you're making $5 an hour, get your $5 an hour, put it aside, keep going. Develop your skills. Use those skills that you've now acquired as leverage to get a pay raise. And learn how to negotiate. Learn how to leverage. Learn how to communicate. And you'll be able to go into your boss's office and with the skills that you've acquired, leverage your new skill set that the business even gave you to get a higher pay raise. Mm-hmm. And that company, if you speak it in a certain way, is going to see what you're saying, and they're going to go, yeah, that makes sense. Or they're going to say, hit the road, Jack, and you decide what you're going to do. Are you going to use your new leverage to acquire for another job? But the whole point of what I'm saying is that, yeah, at the end of the day, I was a Marine. We worked 1 million hours. You think I counted my hours when I was overseas? When I was working 24/7 doing ridiculous tasks over and over and over again? Do you think I ever went, man, my employer is using and abusing me? You think it ever came across my mind?
Yeah.
I don't think it did. I think I didn't care. And when we got the paycheck, and when I got the check in the mail, doesn't it seem like your relationship with me? Don't you think I'm the same way now? Mm-hmm. I get paid all this money every week. It's just checks are coming in like wildfire now. I built a company that people work for me and they bring me checks. That's the truth. And do you ever see me looking at the checks? Mm-mm. It's like, yeah, checks. Move on.
Yeah, I think people need to get over this hype of just being hyper focused on the money, hyper focused on what's in it for you right now. What's in it for me? Is it fair for me? It's like, know your place. Like, if you're not that valuable, know your place. It's like, build value yourself, become better skilled. It's like, it's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay.
I think it goes back to, like, what would you do if I gave you $1 million? It's like, the truth is, it's like, what would you do if I gave you $1 million? And it's like, if you gave me $1 million today, nothing changes. Literally, nothing changes in my life. And I'm like, how many people are doing that? How many people would go on wild vacations? How many people would pay down their debt? How many people would just lose their freaking mind? That's why it's like, it's that new thing about entrepreneurship. It's like, you grow a company, you sell it for $100 million. And I heard this guy say, he said it was the worst thing I ever did. because when I sold it for $100 million, I bought stupid shit that I never thought I would. He said he ended up having sex with many partners, even though he was married. It caused him a divorce. And he said, I lost myself. And he said, if I was looking back, I would have just kept the business and lived a simple life. And I think that's what I'm learning too. I'm 38 years old, and I'm learning that I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to get large sums of money. I want to invest. I want to live with streams of income coming in, and I want to live a very simple life.
Which ties up to exactly what you said, that is like this overnight success,
Yeah.
overnight money is not a good thing.
It's not worth it.
No, it's like I even heard Andrew Tate talking about it. He was like, dude, I'm so happy, he was saying, that I wasn't rich in my 20s.
Yeah.
Like he started getting rich in his 30s.
Think about that.
You know,
and
he's
how
like,
many mistakes
I'm glad.
did he make?
He's like,
too?
I would have been a fool. I had to go through so much stuff to be able to handle having this money that I have right now. He's like, I wouldn't be able to handle drugs, women,
Yep.
cars, like all this.
Because women will, if you become rich and you're like an immature person, you'll buy stupid shit that attracts women because it's just true. Women are attracted to security. It's just the way it is, especially when you're young and naive. A woman doesn't value herself. She's going to throw herself at you. So you'll be with multiple women, but at the end of the day, you are filled with regret, whether you admit it or not. I think so many people I talk to, they're like, no, I don't regret anything. And I'm like, bullshit, you regret it. You're just not a man enough to say it. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I think that in all reality, it's maturity, right? It's like, it's maturity. Someone offers you a bunch of money. It's like, can you say no? Or are you saying yes to the first opportunity? Because you can't wait to be rich. And this is what I have to say to people. It's like you're so controlled by social media and by all this shit that's going on YouTube and all this stuff, Evelyn too, that you want to go on vacations and fly private first class and you want to have all this shit.
I mean, don't you feel like social media has really
ruined our generation.
It ruined a generation. They're looking, Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
I just want to be Mr. Beast. I want to live a life that Mr. Beast is living a life. Then you have this dumbass guy that I can't stand him. I mean, it's not that I can't stand him. I just think he's stupid. He lives here in Tennessee, who's always burning his car. He just burned a Ferrari and now went to jail for it. It's like, that stuff, I don't like it, Brian. Like, I come from Brazil. I come from a generation like, man, my family, they're so hard workers. Like, we came from nothing, like on my mom's side, even my dad's side. But it's like, I don't get it. I don't find it fun in this. Like, I don't think it's fun to watch somebody blow up a Ferrari. Like, I want to slap that kid. It's like, do you have any character inside of you? Do you have any? It's like just for views, just for like.
It's like somebody on OnlyFans. It's like, I'm making a bunch of money. It's like, good for you.
Wow, it's so sad.
Because at what cost do you lose your soul?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. No, what I'm about to say, and I hope you guys are watching this and enjoying this show. If you're liking this show, give us a follow. Drop us a comment because we want to get to know you guys. Are you guys agreeing with this content? If you are, let us know. But what I have to say is, we're going to cross over one day. So was it really worth? Because of course you can make money. You can be a prostitute. You can be on OnlyFans. You can blow up cars. You can make stupid, ridiculous, viral videos. You can do all that shit. But at the cost of your soul? Because you're going to cross over one day and you're going to live in the kingdom forever where the streets are made of gold. How are you going to be welcomed into that city? Mm-hmm. So I'm just thinking that I was telling my partner today, one of our partners. I said, your dad, the Chirlonis, right? I admire them. The brothers sold their business for hundreds of millions of dollars, right? Mm-hmm. And did they buy a Lamborghini, a Bugatti? Did they even buy another house?
I don't know.
Did they even upgrade their car?
Very minimum.
It's like he told me, one of your brothers said, I have a Jeep Compass. And it's like the loaded one, the limited Compass. It's like a $30,000 car. And he's so happy with it. Another brother, he has a farm with hundreds of cattle. And I'm like, I don't know about you, but I think that's so kingdom in my opinion.
I know, and they did the brick by brick thing. They started from zero. They didn't change the industry. Actually, my dad was the one who brought everybody along. All the brothers started getting to the forklift, manufacturer, selling, and then renting. How many years ago? Like 30, 40? Yeah, that's what I would say. 30, 40 years ago is when they started. They just stay the course. Build this business and that business, and they start growing the business. And then they sold it for so much money, and it's just interesting.
It was
very sobering. No hype, just making things happen, finding solutions to their problem, growing their employees.
Do you see them flexing? I don't see them. I go with them all the time.
Dude, they flex on conversations, and it's so funny. They're like making fun of each other, say you broke. It's so funny. They amongst themselves, they're always flexing, which is so hilarious to watch. Imagine this
but
Italian
they're not
family
flexing with watches.
No, which is so cool. Yeah. It's like an Italian family that they're like, dude, are you broke? You're going to pay for my food or what, you broke ass? You know, it's funny. It's like, you pay for your food. Because some of them are really like Taiwads too. Like,
they're all Taiwads, I think.
Like, oh my gosh. You know, one of them, we all make fun of him because then the other brothers are like, wow, I didn't know you're broke, dude. I thought you made it. Because he never wants to spend his money. Think about this. Like, to this day, he sold his business for millions and millions of dollars. And he's still like this. He's like, I'm not spending my money. You buy it. It's so funny. So think about that. Where today's generation is like blowing their money.
I got the bill.
I got it. It's like, dude, stop. Focus.
I'm paying.
You know, get a family. Build your family. Build a legacy. Start getting things in place. It's like, you know, build that business or pay off that, you know, the house. But it's like, stay put. And like I said, me and you have taken this road that went like this, you know, to get here. But our mission has always been the same, you know, like build ourselves up, find, you know, a business for our family that works, focus on that business, grow that business, scale that business. And we've been, since then, going that direction. You know, we just took a different turns that they haven't taken, which is okay. But I think I'm really happy that what we have learned on the process to get to where we are today, because it's amazing.
Yeah, like right now, me and you could go to Hawaii right now and have a blast, right? Mm-hmm. But instead, we stay here and we think about what our next move is, and we go to the gym and we take Evelyn to dance, and we have our little moments where we maybe go out to eat some good food. We have good fellowship.
We love good food. That's our weakness.
Food. I smoke cigars, sit in the lounge and have business conversations. I drive a nice car. I live in a nice house. But everything is very boring. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't change this life for anything. And my workers, you know, they're making good money. And making more money than his girlfriend that saved 25 grand. And I'm like, live a boring life. So why is it that every weekend, he showed me a jacket. He bought a jacket for $200. It's a sweater. And I went to
I don't think you have ever
Nordstrom
spent
Rack.
$200 on a jacket.
I went to Nordstrom Rack and bought a $20 sweater. I shop at Fabletics. I get 65% off, and I get VIP credits, and I'm like stoked that I just got $1,000 worth of clothes for $200.
Interesting, because you understand that those are liabilities, and where your money's going to is to investments and businesses.
Why would I take money and burn it? I just don't get it. Like, you just took money and you burned it, and then you're complaining why you're broke. And there's an opportunity where he needs to buy a truck because his truck is unreliable and it's causing him to not have money. And he looks at that like it's blowing money to have a nice, reliable truck that you have to have a payment on.
And that is taking you to work. Like, without that vehicle, you cannot go work and make money.
So it's this counting pennies mindset, I think, where he has a paid off vehicle and he has to keep fixing it. It's all the time breaking. And it's like, that's better than you just making a payment. Because he's like, well, I'm going to make a payment and then what? I'm like, you're never going to not make a payment. You're going to make a payment for the rest of your life. You're going to sell that vehicle. It's going to be upside down, and you're going to get another vehicle and make payments. But it's a vehicle that makes you money. Because he's in the construction space. And we pay our guys great money. We're not paying them by the hour, paying them by the job. So it would make him more money, because I was telling him, you show up in a nice vehicle, you look good, the homeowners have a great experience. The neighbors now want your job, right? They want to hire us. And he's already seeing this, because we're on a job right now. Me and Steven are there. And the neighbor's like, hey, I want a deck build. We close the job right there. So, yeah, it's just these guys don't understand. It's like
enjoy the boring. Enjoy the boring, because before you know, it's no longer going to be boring. It's actually going to start getting really excited. But because you were okay with the boring, it's like, I always bring the example of the gym, right? Like, if you go to the gym and you're like, dude, I want to get in the best shape of my life in 30 days, and you go out and you kill yourself for 30 days, you know what's most likely going to happen?
You're going to burn out.
You're going to burn out. You're going to get physically injuries, and you're going to get hurt. And after 30 days, you're going to go right back to what you're doing because you're so overworked, so done. Done. And we see this with people all the time, right? They get into these crazy diets. They lost a lot of weight, they lose a lot of weight, and then they gain all the weight, and then they lose. It's like, stop. What if every day you did the same boring thing? You went to the gym at the same time for this many hours and you ate the same food. What if you did that for a period of time? Guess what? Oh, you would get in shape.
Brick by brick.
And you would become a new person. You would become more disciplined. Your habits would change. It's so much better to do it this way and enjoy the boring. It's like, yeah, it's not exciting, right? Going to the gym every day, doing the same exercise. Because I see people too, they get bored of the exercises. I've stuck to the same exercises, Brian, for like for the past like couple years.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're
love it.
transformed though.
I'm like, I've seen my body change. Where before I was like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do a little, and it's like nothing really changes.
But you find excitement because it does change. Because I think I want the viewers to understand this. You're lifting more. You're seeing your body transform. So the boring, what gets exciting about the boring, it's almost like you're playing a video game and you start getting cheat codes as you're playing, and it's like, oh, it's kind of getting fun. So,
yeah, because it's like I'm still doing deadlifts, but now I can do like double the way that I used to do a year ago.
And you see your body transform. It's like, oh, I'm getting skinnier. I look better. For a woman, my butt's round. It's like all this stuff. It's like, it's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love seeing the results, but because I decided to do the boring stuff, it was nothing crazy what I did. It was nothing, no hype.
So I'm thinking about this. We die, we go to heaven, right? I'm like, don't you think that heaven for eternity is going to be a little bit boring? And I think people miss this. It's like they think it's this outlandish thing. It's like you're going to spend eternity fellowshipping, breaking bread. You're going to have a purpose. Everybody thinks up there we're not going to have a purpose. We're going to have a purpose, but you're going to do the same thing every day for the rest of your life, for eternity upon eternity upon eternity. So I guess I'm kind of like, what's all the hype about? What's all this like? You get a guy, he sold his business for $100 million. He buys a Bugatti, he buys a Lamborghini. How long before that Lamborghini, like let's say right now I buy a Lamborghini Urus. How long do you think I'm bored of that car?
30 days.
I'm about 30 days. I think you nailed it.
Yeah.
About 30 days I want a new one. So what are we trying to do here?
So, I mean, at the end of the day, human beings do get bored of stuff. You just had that. It's more like being okay with that.
What I'm more saying is, if your highlight is to buy a Bugatti, like why does Andrew Tate have 20 or what is it now, 70 supercars?
Who knows?
It's because you get bored. It's like whatever.
At the end of the day, this is what I think. I think we have been brainwashed to escape our lives. I think we've been brainwashed to life is awful. You got to work for the rest of our life, which is a punishment. And then you're always trying to break free from that. So you're always you're always being sold this idea that try this so you can finally find the freedom. Try this so you can finally not work anymore. This whole idea of not working is a scam. We were made to work.
And
work is
work.
fun.
Yeah.
You want to work. You want to be purposeful. Like, for example, one of the influencers that is actually my coach and mentor, she was speaking on this topic because, she and a bunch of other influencers went to this trip in Machu Picchu and they took a bunch of pictures, created a bunch of content. They went on vacation, right? And then somebody made a comment saying like this, okay, honestly, just answer this to me honestly. I want to know, how much of that did you guys actually enjoy the trip and how much was actually work? And her answer was pretty much, you don't understand. My life is both work and fun 24/7.
24/7.
She's saying, I don't separate work and fun. Like, actually, I just became where I'm a content creator and I record everything that I do. I'm constantly working, but that's my vacation as well. So this whole thing of separation, it's you being brainwashed that it's wrong. So she's like, I love my vacation. Why? Because I was working and I was having fun, and work is fun, and traveling with my friends who are also influencers, who are also creating content is also fun. So she's like, what do you mean? This is my life.
I think you just nailed it. I think that's what separates us from everybody else is that we love working. No, in our life, we love our life.
Yeah.
Like, I love going to the cigar lounge and smoking a cigar. I love meeting the guys at the shop. I love sitting here doing this podcast. I love going on vacation and we're filming the entire time we're on vacation.
Nobody has to tell me what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, we normally, like, I'm always recording. I'm also answering emails. I'm like,
Like, I see people like, I'm at the Bahamas, don't bother me. I'm like, bother me the whole time I'm in the Bahamas.
No problem.
Matter of fact, I'm bothering you. And I think I love this aspect of going to the Bahamas and working, and then I can go to Brazil and I could be working, and I could go to New York and I'm still working. I like that. I don't know about you.
So it's like,
I don't want to. I'm not running from my. What I was trying to say is, I think you nailed it. Is when you step into the kingdom, you're working for the rest of your life. So what's this idea of taking a break? I don't get it.
That's it. I think we know this is the problem that people are having. This is why they're refusing to build brick by brick themselves, their skills, their lives. They're always looking for escape. It's like, stop looking for escape or hype.
They floor at home after they get off work to go sit on a couch. I cannot. Or they say this, because I hear all the objections. Or they go to get their son and they go to a game, and now they're at the game. You know, yeah. And then their kids are learning the same shit. They're learning how to go to school, go to college, get a job, put your kids in sports, rinse and repeat. Mm-hmm. Man, I just think it's a little bit depressing if you think about the state of our society.
Yeah.
It really is. So I don't know. I think that's probably where we're going to leave that right there. Let the audience view it. But what would you say? You know, what would you say to somebody who is like, okay, what do I do?
You know what I would say, Brian, and it's not even deep or anything like that. I would tell people who are looking to have a good skill set, let's say you're like, I don't feel like, I have a great skill set, I'm very valuable. I would tell you, learn sales. I think I'm seeing this more and more now that I'm actually learning sales and implementing. I should have done this a long time ago. I do have bunch of other skill sets that I do have, but I am just saying, like, you know how many people are running away from sales and they're so scared of sales? Sales is the base of everything in life. Like, if you learn how to do sales, you learn how to understand people, you learn how to communicate, you learn how to sell yourself, you learn how to present yourself, you learn how to communicate, like interact with people, find acquaintances, network. It's so helpful in anything that you ever want to do in your life. That would be my quick, nothing crazy, quick thing that I would advise people to go dive deep into learning sales.
I love it. So this is going to be the end of this podcast. And I think it's great because I think what you don't realize is that we're going to teach sales. We're going to talk about sales in the next video. We're going to get into it. So if you want to learn sales, stick around and we'll hear the story of where we kind of went from sales where we started and sales where we are at today and how it's changed our life.
Okay.
Have you ever wanted to start a business? I'm sure you have. Every guy I know either wants to start a business or he wants to figure out a way to make money, right? Because I think men want to provide. And but you don't know where to start. You don't know how to start. And most guys who start a business, they're either a technician where they just realize that they're going to do the work. And then they're like, I don't want to deal with all the other things that come with owning a business. And rightfully so, especially when you don't know how to do it. But when you're looking out, like we had a Marine reach out to us yesterday, me and Steven are at the cigar shop. And we're buying another truck for our company. Guy reaches out to me. I'm 40 years old, dude, and I realize that life is passing me by. And things that I thought were important are becoming way less important because I see you guys, I see your success, and I wish I'd have known the path. Well, what I'm here to tell you today is that we created the Man She Brags About mentorship, where you can come on board and you can learn how to grow and start a business with no money, and you can do it right the first time, which is to use other people's money, use consumers' money, and grow the business right, and then build a life that you're proud of. So if that's what you want to do, click the link below. Welcome back to the show.